Good morning, Arcadia. I'm Scott Hettrick. Welcome to the first Arcadia's Best Patriotic Festival Parade. Get ready for 70 fabulous entries and some fun surprises, all presented by the Arcadia's Best Foundation. Thank you to 12-year-old Boy Scout Evan Wright for that inspiring rendition of Proud to be an American. Following the path cleared by our terrific Arcadia police, please honor the United States Marines Color Guard. Next is our Arcadia City Council members, led by Mayor Gary Kovacic and his wife Barb. Joined by the first of our amazing lineup of Tournament of Roses royalty, this year's 2011 Rose Princess Tatiana Barrios. They are in Bob Green's cool 1957 Chevy convertible. Now say hello to Mayor Pro Tem Bob Harvick and his wife Patsy in their 1930 Model A Roadster. And next is Councilmember Peter Amundson in his 1946 Studebaker. Councilmember Mickey Siegel and his wife Lee. They are in Ken Mallory's 1930 Model A Ford Cabriolet. And Councilmember Roger Chandler is being driven in Brad and Vicky Baumut's Model A Ford. Who's that coming next? No, it's not another city councilman. It's Ronald McDonald. Now, it's our award-winning Arcadia High School Apache Marching Band, under the direction of Tom Landis. The band is led by the Arcadia Apache Princesses. The Arcadia High School Marching Band. Next we have Rose Queen Virginia Bauer from 1949. She's riding in Phil Consiglio's 1960 Corvette. Virginia came from her home in Walnut Creek near San Francisco. She came all the way just to be with us today. Arcadia was Virginia's home from age 4 until her marriage in 1950. She attended First Avenue Middle School and Monrovia Arcadia Duarte High Schools. She and Paul had 3 children. Each of their 2 daughters has 3 children, and they also have 3 great-grandsons. Their family and other activities keep them very busy and happy. Life is good, she says. Then we have Rose Princess June Roan Patterson from 1951 and Sandy Consiglio's 1967 Camaro. Look at that. At the Queen's Breakfast, June was so proud to have her mother sitting up on the stage with the other mothers. She looked beautiful, and June was so proud to be her daughter. In retirement, June has worked 30-plus years with disabled students at a community college, and these days she mostly works out at the pool and goes for walks. She has 3 wonderful sons and 4 grandsons. Give a hand for Princess Patterson. And we have the Lions Club, the Arcadia Host Lions Club Mobile Eye Exam. And then they're followed by the Shriners Mini Cars and Motorcycle Unit. Be sure and stop and see the Lions Club Mobile Eye Exam after the parade. They'll offer free eye exams. Shriners are a fraternity based on fun, fellowship, and the Masonic principles of brotherly love, relief, and truth. The organization in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, the Philippines, Puerto Rico, and the Republic of Panama. There are 22 Shriners hospitals for children under 18, even if they cannot pay, as well as research and teaching programs for medical professionals. Give a hand for the Shriners Motorcycle Unit. We got the mini cars, this famous Shriner mini cars following the motorcycles. Give a hand to the Shriners! Next we have the Arcadia Association of Realtors. Right here on First Avenue is represented by 2011 President Paulina Lee. In a 1909 Packard, wave to Paulina. The Arcadia Association has more than 1,800 realtor members and serves the foothill communities of Arcadia, Sierra Madre, Monrovia, Duarte, and Bradbury. Using a realtor makes all the difference in your real estate transactions, so make sure your real estate professional is a true realtor and not just a licensee. Next up, Assembly Member Anthony Portantino. Give a big hand for Mr. Portantino from the 44th District right here. And Chris Wickersham's 1931 Model A Ford Roadster. Assemblymember Portantino has an extra incentive to be here today. One of his main field representatives, Bill Hackett, is also co-owner of the Rockin' Ice Hawaii Shave Ice truck up the street today. Perhaps the assemblyman will be able to wangle a free sample. Up next, Cub Scouts Pack 122 of Highland Oaks and Boy Scouts Troop 104 of Holy Angels. Scoutmaster Steve Schroyer says Troop 104 has been active for more than 60 years, helping to instill character in today's youth and tomorrow's leaders. The San Gabriel Valley of Boy Scouts offers hiking on mountain trails, canoeing in the ocean, and camping under the starry sky. You'll learn meaningful ways to help your family, community, and nation and perform small acts of service and kindness every day that continually improve the lives of others. In emergencies, you will be prepared to do whatever the situation requires. For more information, visit the Boy Scouts of America booth at the end of the parade. Let's hear it for the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts. I think those parents deserve a merit badge for walking with them. Following the Boy Scouts is one of the leaders of the Boy Scouts, Sho Tay, who is the Arcadia Chamber of Commerce Citizen of the Year, and his wife, Sherry. They're driving Sho's 1997 Mustang Cobra. It's one of many cars he has here today. Sho has been one of the most active volunteers in Arcadia for many years. He serves on the boards of the Arboretum Foundation, the Arcadia Chamber of Commerce, the Arcadia Chinese Association, the Boy Scouts, and the Masonic Lodge of Arcadia, among others. And he has headed most of those groups at one time or another. He's also one of 3 founding partners of Arcadia's Best Foundation, which created today's event. His wife Sherry is a registered nurse and is volunteering today to help with any medical issues. Next is Rose Princess Carol Diane Costello Bloom from 1954 in her own 2007 Jaguar convertible. Being selected as Rose Princess to the Royal Court in 1954 was a childhood dream from the age of 10 that came true for Carol Costello. Everybody said, don't set your mind on it, but she did anyway. 57 years later, the license plate on her car reads Antique Rose. Since becoming an empty nester, she loves traveling and sharing stories with others about her experiences about America and about Arcadia. Next, we have Rose Princess Susan Corness James from 1955 in Dick Anderson's 1928 Roadster pickup truck. Isn't that great? Look at that. Susan flew all the way from her home in Montana just to be here with us today. She lives in Big Sky Country with her husband Gary and was happy to hitch a ride in friend Dick Anderson's Roadster. Let's hear it for Princess Susan. And next is Dr. Joel Shawn, Superintendent of Arcadia Unified School District. And Jonathan Ma, AHS Co-Valedictorian and Student Body President. And Jim Leahy's 1970 Cadillac Coupe de Ville convertible. Dr. Shawn is proud to be completing his 3rd year as superintendent of the Arcadia School District, clearly one of the best and highest performing school districts in the state. Dr. Shawn leads the district of 10,000 students and employees, including about 1,000 teachers and staff. John Ma is the outgoing Arcadia High School Associated Student Body President and co-valedictorian of the Arcadia High graduating class of 2011. John led the fundraising effort this year to save teachers' jobs and was successful in collecting more than $300,000 at Arcadia High as part of his campaign. John will be attending Princeton University as a freshman this fall. Let's hear it for John and Dr. Shawn. Next, we have Arcadia School District standout students, Baldwin Stocker Elementary, Naomi Silver and Fiona Luvers, Camino Grove Elementary, Vanadium Wang, Dana Middle School, Casey Wang, First Avenue Middle School, Ishan Dev, Foothills Middle School, Kelly Hui, Highland Oaks Elementary, Derek Lee, and Longley Way Elementary's Elizabeth Wang and Lauren Soriano. Also marching is school board member Kuhn Wynn, his wife Lan, who is PTA president for Foothills Middle School, and their sons Justin and Adam. Son Troy marched earlier in the parade with Boy Scout Troop 104. Joanne Steinmeier's Arcadia School District Board of Education. In Bob Moore's 1931 Model A Phaeton, Joanne has been an active member of the school board for many years and is a former president of the board. Next is Arcadia Educational Foundation on Jan Stotruck. The AEF float includes trustees and employees celebrating their 30th anniversary of AEF and the birth of our nation. The float was decorated just this morning by middle school students who are currently taking AEF summer school classes. AEF would like to thank members of the Arcadia community for participating in AEF's efforts to help preserve the high quality of education in Arcadia. Next we have Paco's Mexican Restaurant. Paco's is at the corner of 2nd and Foothills. Stop there on your way home today. I got an email yesterday that says you can get a free breakfast at Paco's if you buy 4 meals to eat at the restaurant. Here we have Yanling Kung Fu Center. All right. Martial arts students of the new school at 921 South Baldwin Avenue by China Shu Lin Temple, 34th Master Xin Li Yang. Let's give a hand to the students of the Yanling Kung Fu Center. Students will later perform traditional Chinese Shaolin Kung Fu in the performance area at Bonita Street. Coming next is the Arcadia Chinese Association, one of our most active volunteer groups in Arcadia. Under the headship of Josephine Louis, the Arcadia Chinese Association has deployed dozens of volunteers wearing court dress, a symbol of 5,000 years of Chinese culture and history, and representing the Han, Manchu, Mongolian, Hu, Tibetan, Mao, and Aboriginal clothing. Carrying the American flag in celebration of Independence Day, the ACA's goal is a cognitive, harmonious society where children can merge into this lovely land. The ACA also has a patriotic red, white, and blue booth after the parade offering free games and prizes. ACA was established in 1980 and became a public benefit organization in 2007. They play an active role in supporting our communities such as City Hall, the Police Department, the Fire Department, the Library, the Museum, the Arcadia Educational Foundation, the School District, Methodist Hospital, American Red Cross, and the Boy Scouts. They also volunteer in many events in our community, including Arcadia Law Day, Senior Citizens Appreciation Luncheon, Spring Festival at Westfield Santa Anita, Arcadia City Employee Appreciation, and holding City Council election candidate forums. Let's give a hand to the Arcadia Chinese Association.
Hi, Ed.
Hey, Edward. Arcadia Chamber of Commerce President Bob Hoffman and son Julius. And John Emanuele's Model A Coupe with a rumble seat. Both Bob and Julius in the rumble seat. Say hello to Bob and Julius. Next up is Rose Princess April Lake from 1986 and Jerry Marble's 1977 Corvette. Hi, April. Thanks for coming. Hey, Larry. We have a special guest of honor standing next to me, Larry Stewart, the famous Larry Stewart, long of the LA Times columnist. Next is Rose Queen Kristen Harris McDonald from 1987 and Tina Marble's 1984 Corvette. Kristen loved being the 1987 Rose Queen. The best part was all the amazing people she met. She met Bob Hope, Pele, Joan Rivers, and Brooke Shields. But more important to her were the children at the Children's Hospital, the people at the retirement centers, and the fans from Michigan and Arizona State. She says the support from my city of Arcadia was amazing. Today she is married to Chris McDonald from Boston and has 3 wonderful kids, Zach, 9, Ryan, 7, and Jordan, 3. They keep her very busy, but she does find some time to be involved at Saddleback Church in the Treasured Women's Ministry, a Bible study for moms, and she helps out in her kids' school. She currently lives in Lake Forest, but frequently comes to Arcadia to visit friends and eat at Tacolita. Next we have, also from 1987, Rose Princess Diane Welch Sears and Bob and Linda Peterson's 1989 Corvette. Diane has the distinction of having been a princess on the Arcadia float in the Rose Parade in 1986, and then was honored to ride in the parade the very next year as a princess in the Royal Court of the Pasadena Tournament of Roses float. Let's hear it for Princess Diane Welch Sears. And next you'll recognize the Arcadia Republicans, a well-established Republican club with headquarters located at 43C East Huntington Drive. Open every weekend from noon to 3. That's just up the street around the corner on Huntington Drive. There's Pat LaKeet and Gail Marshall carrying the banner, literally and figuratively. And next we have the Arcadia Girls Softball Association and the American Little League All-Stars. Following behind them is the 1972 Volkswagen Thing. We got two things. One thing, two thing. Red fish, blue fish. Look at this. Let's wave to the girls softball and Arcadia American Little League All-Stars. Let's give them a hand. Don't make Volkswagens like they used to. Take a look a little further down the road, you'll see some Clydesdales coming down the road. They're carrying the Arcadia Rose Float royalty from 1965 to 1991. Riding in Nick Popoff's wagonette Surrey, pulled by 4 Clydesdales. Arcadia had its own float in the Rose Parade for more than 4 decades, up until the late 1990s. With its own, hey, how you doing? All right, with its own royal court of queens and princesses. We are fortunate to have 12 of those queens and princesses with us here today who rode on the Arcadia float between 1965 and 1991. We'll ask the grows queens and princesses to wave as I call your name. From 1965, Queen Patricia Turner. 1975, Teresa Bailey Siglock. 1975, Princess April Monroe Soch. 1977, Princess Sandy Thistlethwaite Consiglio. 1983, Princess Marcy Richmond Herrera. 1984, Princess Kelly McGuire Deal. 1985, Princess Tammy Heron. 1985, Queen Martha Palillo. 1985, Princess Laureen Cragen Tarbin. 1987, Princess Robin Henkels Westwood. 1988, Queen Maria McCann Glover. In 1991, Princess Maria Aguera Olsen. Now they're all going to jump on the Clydesdales and drive them the rest of the way. Whoa! See, you didn't have to do that in the Rose Parade, did you? Next we have the Assistance League of Arcadia. Assistance League puts caring and commitment into action to make a difference in our community. Assistance League has served the communities of Arcadia, Monrovia, Duarte, Temple City, Alhambra, and Rosemead since 1954. Hey! Every year, the volunteer members of Assistance League of Arcadia provide philanthropic programs to more than 15,000 residents. The programs include providing school clothing and supplies for children in need, the opportunity for seniors and visually impaired to gather and socialize, baby supplies and clothing for new mothers in need, and educational puppet shows for elementary and school children. The Assistance League of Arcadia relies on donations, grants, and proceeds from its volunteer staff Bargain Box Thrift Store, located just down the street at 64 East Live Oak Avenue in Arcadia, to fund the various philanthropic programs. Please give a big round of applause for the Assistance League. Check out this float they decorated just this morning. Thank you to Jan's Towing. Behind you'll see the kids on the block from the Assistance League. Wave to the puppets in the red truck. We have the Arcadia Mounted Enforcement Team on horseback here. Please give a big hand to the Arcadia Mounted Enforcement Team. You'll see them at parks and various events around town. Give a hand to our police officers on horseback. Next, we have another little Volkswagen of a different shape. This is Gary Kovacic's 1964 Volkswagen Beetle, but it's being driven by his high school friends Tim Burks and Dodie Blair Nordberg. They were reacquainted at a 40th reunion for the Arcadia High School class of 1969 and are now sweethearts. On top of the bug is a custom-made Wilderness George Grenall Designs longboard given to Gary in lieu of a legal fee. See? That's how you pay Gary. Uh-oh, he needs a push. All right, it still runs. Next is the Knights of Columbus, Archbishop Cantwell Council number 3073, Arcadia, right here on this street. In their 1940s car of some model, I don't know what it is. It's
47 Ford.
A 47 Ford, yeah, I knew that, I was just kidding. The church that represents the combined Immaculate Conception and Annunciation Parishes raises money for scholarships for 8th grade graduate students who have good grades and agree to continue to Catholic schools such as Bishop Amat. The church also raises money for disaster relief, recently in places such as Haiti and Japan. Next we have Arcadia's Senior Citizens of the Year, Jim and Margaret Barrows, and Joe Perino's 1972 Malibu convertible. Jim and Margaret have long been the busiest married couple of volunteers, having initially earned Citizens of the Year honors and now graduated as Senior Citizens of the Year. They take responsibility for multiple duties at Baldwin Stocker Elementary, Arcadia High sports and band activities, and the snack booth at the city's summer concerts. Jim is also Arcadia's city clerk. Next is the Arcadia Police, Arcadia Historical Society 1959 police car. The department's 59 Ford Galaxy 500 is driven by one of the officers of the police department's Volunteers and Police Patrol, Gene Glasgow, who's also a commissioner on the Senior Citizen Commission and president of the Arcadia Historical Society. He's got riding with him Felice Coleman of the Vips, and his passengers are Jackie O'Sullivan with her granddaughter Casey. Also on the society board is Jackie. The vintage police car has been adopted by the Arcadia Historical Society, whose member donations are helping to maintain its restoration as a piece of America's mid-century history. Next is the Arcadia Fire Department's 1926 American LaFrance fire engine, driven by fire engineer Brian Arcetti. One of only 16 delivered to various cities in the U.S. The Arcadia Chamber of Commerce purchased it from the county in the late 1950s and gave it to equal shares to the city and the Arcadia Firefighters Association. It's been substituted as Santa's sleigh many times during the city's holiday festivities. Next is Rose Queen Julie Myers King from 1988 in Alicia Espinel's 1996 Corvette. Julie was fortunate enough to have had Gregory Peck as the Grand Marshal for a parade. Truly an honor, she says. He was the epitome of old Hollywood manners and grace. Going through the experience as high school seniors really prepared us in important skills, and being a Rose Queen is a lifelong responsibility. Rose Princess Sarah Clinton Edgington from 1996 and Sabrina Consiglio's 1998 Corvette. After being princess on the 1996 Tournament of Roses Royal Court, Sarah spent 4 years at USC, studying dental hygiene and performing all over the world as a member of the USC Song Leader Squad. She has been a registered dental hygienist for 11 years. She now lives in Monrovia, and she has an amazing husband and 2 beautiful boys. Let's give a hand for Sarah Clinton Edgington and Rose Queen Julie Myers King. And now we have Boy Scouts Troop 111 of Camino Grove, established very recently. Only 8 years old, they have already grown to 40 Scout members, and they have 15 Eagle Scouts. They offer an outstanding merit badge program, and they have a 95% Eagle Scout rate. Let's give a hand to the Boy Scouts. Next is the Arcadia Masonic Lodge, just down the street on Duarte Road, right next to the library. The Arcadia Masonic Lodge is very involved in many activities and hosts many activities at the Masonic Center. One of our former mayors is amidst them wearing the cool hat, Jim Helms. Let's give a hand to the Arcadia Masons. Coming up next is the Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation. To serve and provide relief with compassion is the meaning and the core value of the volunteers of Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation, who stand out with their distinctive blue and white or gray and white uniforms. Serving local communities in 70 countries around the globe, the foundation focuses on 4 major missions: charity, medicine, education, and humanistic culture. In 1989, the first office in the United States was established in Alhambra, California. There are now more than 80 offices and facilities in the U.S. with over 100,000 volunteers and donors carrying out more than 20 charity community programs in their residential regions, as well as providing disaster relief aid across the nation and to South America and Haiti. Joining the parade today are students from Sho Tay Academy in Monrovia, where they receive quality bilingual academic and character education. The colorfully attired volunteers in veggie costumes are part of the campaign to promote earth-friendly and health-friendly lifestyle. Save the earth, go veggie. From reaching out to people in need to promoting environmental protection and shaping our future generation with positive moral values, Sho Tay Foundation hopes to make the world a better place with love and compassion that transcends race, language, and border. This is their Sho Tay Mobile Dental Clinic. Coming up next is Paul Hould's 1959 Ford with a retractable roof. Look at that. Coming up next is the Foothill Federal Credit Union, a non-profit, member-owned, cooperative financial institution serving members in the San Gabriel Valley since 1958. Give a hand to the Foothill Credit Union, Brian Hall, President and CEO. Foothill Federal Credit Union is just up the street. Next is the Friends of the Arcadia Historical Society under President Bev Street, who was the 2010 Senior Citizen of the Year, decorated this truck float only a couple hours ago. Other friends, including 2009 Citizen of the Year Mickey Ball, Edna Curtis, Jay Caldwell, Sally Butler, Faye Newey, and Debbie Slemons. The Friends are wearing vintage clothes of the year of Arcadia's founding in 1903. From the Friends collection of clothing that appears in the many fashion shows they give each year. Hi, Bev. Friends also provide a Speakers Bureau. Next is 2009 Rose Queen Courtney Lee in the 1941 Mercury Club Coupe convertible driven by owner Mark Hensel. The car is the same one featured in the movie From Here to Eternity starring Burt Lancaster. Courtney just completed her sophomore year at USC, where she is pursuing a major in business administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship and a minor in nutrition and health promotion. And then we have the DeLeo family, Marilyn, Tim, Tiffany, and Mike DeLeo's 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air, a 350 cubic inch Chevrolet crate engine and a 350 turbo transmission. Restoration began in the winter of 2001 and finished in the summer of 2005. Next we have Amy Dulake, Coldwell Banker, Arcadia, and a 1957 Ford Skyliner, that's no Chevy, hardtop convertible driven by Fred Trout. Fred is the cousin of Amy, who's lived in Arcadia for 40 years. Amy's been in real estate for 25 years as a top agent in Arcadia in the San Gabriel Valley area. She's been the #1 agent in the Coldwell Banker Arcadia office in 2009 and 2010 and has received an award for being among the top 1% international level in 52 countries. Amy believes in community and is a member and past president of the 85-year-old Rotary Club in Arcadia. She also serves as an interpreter for the Arcadia Unified School District. Give a hand to Amy Dulake. And to Post Alarm Systems, owned by Rob Post, in a 1951 Siebert ambulance, originally operated by the Monrovia Fire Department. Post Alarm has been a family-owned and operated company since 1956, full-service security company. Give a hand to Post Alarm. All right, this is Rose Princess Crystal Uribe. And she's from 2001 and in Don Meyer's 2005 Corvette. Look at this Volkswagen Beetle Baja. Richard Rupnick, 1966 Volkswagen Beetle Baja. Followed by Jim Ruderick and his 1929 Model A Roadster with a very high-profile passenger, Peter Ulrich, former councilman Peter Ulrich, and still a very active volunteer at age 88. The current Chamber Government Affairs co-chairman and a member of the School Board Citizens Oversight Committee. Peter is the oldest parade participant at age 88. Look at him go. Rose Princess June Coe from 2010 in Joe and Sue Mahalick's 2005 Corvette. June Coe says the Rose Court experience was nothing short of extraordinary. She was excited to meet Grand Marshal Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger. She's a proud resident of Arcadia and very grateful for all the opportunities the schools have provided her. She's very excited and honored to participate in the Arcadia's Best Patriotic Festival. Let's hear it for Princess June Coe. Hi, June. Rose Queen Natalie Innocenze from 2010 and Randy Valparaiso's 2009 Corvette. This is 68-year-old Randy's first parade ever. He's a design engineer for Moe Richardson Lighting Company in Hollywood and became a member of Corvettes Limited last year. He lives in Whittier and his wife of 47 years, Rosie. Let's hear it for Queen Natalie. Our most recent Rose Queen from Arcadia. Then we have American Legion Post 247. The American Legion is the largest veteran service organization in the United States. Arcadia Post 247 is celebrating its 90th anniversary this year. The post has 202 members who have served in all wars from World War II through the current global war on terror. Arcadia Post commander is Scott Sinclair. We have the American Legion Auxiliary 247. Arcadia American Legion Auxiliary Unit 247 is comprised of women who are related to qualified veterans who help out with raising money for the USO, sending care packages for the troops overseas, and help with programs and events within their own post. Unit President is Sandy Houseneck. Let's hear it for the American Legion Auxiliary. The waste management truck you see is an alternative fuel trash truck. Environmentally sound waste management is providing all the waste cleanup services here today, so let's thank them very much. Next is Dick Canzaneri in his 1930 Ford Cabriolet. Owners Richard and Norma Canzaneri of Bradbury bought the car from a previous owner in Florida and completely restored it to new factory condition. There were less than 26,000 of this model manufactured by the Ford Motor Company in 1930. Cabriolet is basically a convertible, except it has roll-up windows, which makes it weatherproof, as compared to a Roadster, which has no side windows. Check out this 1938 Chevy Coupe from James Nolan, coming next. Next is Dino Falabrino's 1943 World War II Jeep, driven by owner and Troop 111 Scoutmaster Dino Falabrino. Riding with him today are two of Troop 111's highest-ranking Eagle Scouts, his son Dino Falabrino and Travis King, as well as his niece Maria Inequez, representing Brownie Troop 2491 of St. Luke's School. Next is Arcadia's Best Foundation contest winner, Karen Howe. In Elaine Perry's 1930 touring Model A Ford, Karen and daughter Ellen have lived in Arcadia since 1995. Karen is currently a board member of the Arcadia Historical Society and recently won a raffle drawing at a fundraiser for this event, which she and her daughter get to ride in this parade. Ellen graduated from Arcadia High School in 2007. Let's hear it for Karen and Ellen. Next is the Santa Anita Soccer Club, an Arcadia-based competitive soccer organization with a U.S. Soccer Federation licensed coaching staff that has teams offered an advanced youth soccer development program for players and teams since 1978. Leading the Santa Anita Soccer Club is President Brian Bibb, driving his, anybody know the year, Cadillac? How about 1959? That's right. Next is Boy Scouts Troop 125 of the Lucky Baldwin District. Pay attention, they're going to play and march to Yankee Doodle Dandy on flute and snare drums. We also have the Boy Scout flag team. Followed by the Boy Scouts carrying the United States flag, the state of California, and the city of Arcadia. Let's give them all a hand. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to the parade. Follow them on out. Keep on going up to the vendor booths, the car show, and the food trucks.